Alright, so this is getting really exciting because we're gonna just take a couple more cuts here of rendering out some scenes, and then we're gonna go in and you can join in with me on a project that we've been working on for quite a while. And so we've got a little spoof coming out here with the solar power pressure washing. So let's get him waving. I need him to be, he's coming in here and doing this to the dash, but I want him to wave off this way. So we're just going to come in and do that on John. We'll have to highlight him and hit the 2D motion key editor. All right, and I'm going to want to select his arm here. And I'm going to bring this out about 15 frames, and the panels are just starting to raise, and we're going to set a key on a selected part, which will be what's selected here. So we'll set the key, and you see it appear down here. And now I'm just going to move ahead 10 frames, and by that point I'll want his arm to be up in the air. So you'll see how it's got the half circle there, and that will just rotate. So I'll go F11, makes the box bigger, and I can get that plus sign. And I'm going to get his arm to bend. Joinery is not the best, but let's go ahead and F11 out of that again now, and his arm's in the air. So let's just take a look. And then let's see it at speed. Okay, so now his arm will actually start to go back unless we set a step here. So we're going to go ahead and just right click on that key and hit the transition curve, and we're just going to make it step. Okay, and so now let's go to linear and just take a peek here. Okay, let's take a look here and just see if there's already some keys that exist. There's other keys that exist, and so that's okay. We're going to go ahead and just keep going then with what we're doing, and then we'll stop the arm movement when we want to. So I'm going to come back in and just zoom back into that timeline. I'm going to set the transition curve as a step. And now we're going to go ahead and make him wave. And so every 10 frames, I'm going to have his arm wave. And so I'm going to come in here and 2D motion key editor again, and we'll click on this part of his arm. And let's just see here with the F11, we'll go there. And we'll move ahead. And I think 5 frames should work. We'll take a look here in just a second. But let's go ahead and we'll just put in a couple and see if we got it here. Now I can also make this a little bigger, but I'm trying to show you the timeline and how it grows. So If I make it a little bigger, then I should be able to achieve a plus sign. I'm going to hit the F4 and 5 key. Yeah, see it? Oddly, it doesn't like to be big enough to work in any mode besides F11. I'm not sure why. I mean, sure, if I close maybe even if I close this. There we go, finally. But yeah, I don't think it should have to be that full screen in order to work, but it seems like that's the case, so maybe it's just my computer. Okay, so now I'm gonna go ahead because we'll at some point crash if I don't minimize this screen pretty well. And I apologize. Okay, so here's the wave now that we've developed. So let's just take a look. All right, and I want to see it playing. It's going to be a very short clip, so so here we're up, out, up. Let's see, and this is out, up, out. All right, so this set would be fine to grab now. I'll go Control C after highlighting it, and I'll jump ahead to 5 frames like we've been doing and just Control V. And so now I have a series of waving. And let's take a quick look and see if it... Okay, it's not waving. Okay, we didn't get it. Let me go back one here. And let's take a closer look at the timeline. Okay, so when you open the motion track, then you also see there's a transform key. So now let's do that again, only we're going to highlight those two boxes instead of just the right hand. So now Control C, and we'll get it 5 frames ahead and go Control V. And now let's take a look and see if we have... There we go. Okay, so there's his wave. That should do it, and then it'll continue with coming down in this weird way, looking like he's driving. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and stop that now, like I was telling you. So we're gonna come on this transform key, and that's why it wasn't stopping before, is I wasn't actually on the transform, I was on the right hand. So now we'll go ahead and just right click on this one here and do the transition curve, and when I go step it should stop, and his hand will literally stay in the air. Well, it doesn't. Okay, so it's still working towards the next move. So what I'll do is just go ahead and close this move down by going out, say 15 frames. And I'm going to go ahead back into the editor, and we'll F11, bring his arm back. Now remember, his arm is actually hidden behind his back, but it looks like he's driving. looks like his hand's on the steering wheel. Okay, we really have some poor joinery. Wasn't ever planning on this being a real close-up scene. So let's go ahead and F11 that, and so now his arm will be behind his back, and even if it moves a tiny bit before the next scene, that'll work. Let me go to the whole entire timeline by fit to window here, and then we can drag it relatively quickly. All right. Yeah, and it looks like it's going back to the steering wheel, right? Even though it's going behind his back. All right, so I'm only catching his wave. That's the only thing I'm interested in for the movie. But I'll go ahead and grab a clip here now. And I'll also go ahead and just save this. I've already made the new saving as scene 4.1. So here we go. Now, when I render, I'm only interested in rendering 100 frames, say. That should get the whole thing. All right, so let's come in here and render this. And then I just need to change this to 100 and export. And then we'll give it a name. So I'm going to just start naming everything according to what I have right here. Oops, don't get too cute. All right. Okay. Okay, then rather than open it here, I'm going to close out now Cartoon Animator. I have some other clips I want to get, but let's go ahead here and see if we can go ahead and add this to what we've been working on. Okay, so let's go ahead and bring it in really quick and get that working. And then CapCut will go ahead and proxy this clip. So you need to allow a little time, but you can see now it's already proxied that fast. It had a little hourglass there. And so it's ready to go into the timeline. So I'm going to go ahead and drag it in this time because I want to just put it in the B. And then I'm going to move it. Okay, so let me show you here. Right now, John, we'll just scroll this way. John's just driving. And at some point he taps that screen to the music. Okay, so I don't want to miss that, but I want him to wave for a second. So it'll basically be the same scene now, only John will wave for however long I want him to here. So I'm going to play here. Okay, and I'm also going to go in here really quick to my screen recorder, and I've discovered that it doesn't automatically switch. So we were just doing stuff in Cartoon Animator. Here now I'm switching over to CapCut. There we go. All right, so now it should play CapCut music and all of that. All right, so here we are. He's going to wave, and he's going to be, I'm just going to get part about there. So now this is going to B-roll over the top of what was here, him just driving. And so you'll no longer see this little portion of the video. But you have to be just looking at where my mouse is operating. You're seeing the wave now on the B-roll instead of what was behind, which was just him driving. Okay. All right. And we're getting both. It's the exact same scene. Here we go then. All right. And so everything is at a higher speed of 5. All these clips, if you go into the speed, you'll see that they're at 5. And so the wave also is going to be accelerated here to 5. And I'm going to bring out the video just a little bit longer to the whole clip and just see what happens with that. Yeah, let's take a look. Right, and I want to take out the let me turn off this axis preview, and then I'll stop flipping the screen so much. And I apologize for keeping the preview so small, but if I don't, we're not going to get through. And so here we are on the clip, and here's the whole entire clip now on the B-roll at 5 speed. It's pretty short. See it? Yeah, okay, so it's got a volume, it has a sound in there I'll take out. All right, I want to make sure I'm on the beat. Okay, let's try that. All right. Make sure that's not late. Cool. Okay. All right. So I want this. I'm copying it, and now I'm going to throw it here and to the beat. Cool. Now I gotta find a sweet spot here. It's somewhere. I think that first, yeah. Let me come in on this. It's harder to keep control of it, but that might be it right there. Okay, so there's the yeah, but let's get the wave in. think that's it. All right, I'll try that. See if we got it. Yeah, boy, it's switching back and forth from the, gonna have to choose a sound or a vibe to go with here. So let's keep playing with this a little bit. I think I like that. After the beat though. And that's on the beat. I don't know if I can change that. All right, let's try. Okay, so let's come in here at the beginning of this clip. I would put it here then if it were going to be on that beat. Is that the same? And this one's late. Really would like that tap to have been right there as well. That one's going to be a little harder to get. So I am going to, I've got everything else timed, and this will change timing. And it's late. Okay, so I'm going to copy this clip and okay, so now I've made a B-roll of the clip over the top. Okay, and I'm gonna see if I can somehow work that tap in where I wanted it. Find that beat again. Let's give that up for a second. All right. I guess the beat is over here. Let's see if that will. Oh yeah. Uh-huh. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, so we got that. Now, you'll notice up here in CapCut, it automatically saves the project, so you don't have to go and worry about that. All right, so I needed those elements to perk this thing up, and then I'll have more things that I'm going to want to do on this project, but I think for where I'm at, I'm going to make sure I've got the last of this dialed. All right, so we're going to take that right there. Oh gosh. Yeah, I'm going to want to B-roll the other part of that. Okay, so we're going to grab this and we're going to bring it to this last beat. All right. Okay, yeah, you'll see that it's late here, but let's so somehow I'm going to try to get a second beat. Let's see if it'll look right with this. I don't know if it will. Yeah, I don't know. Will that look real? Kind of got two scenes going. All right, let's escape. Yeah, I'm really pushing it. Okay, I know what. I'm going to delete this one and expand this. And I'd have to build that second piece in. That's where I was going with this in the first place. Control C, Control B. Second beat. Okay, now one's getting canceled by the other. So yeah, I need now to make this clip shorter. I think I've cut off some of the clip. Okay, I know it seems a little funky here, but let's bear with me. All right, got that back. See if we can find that beat again. so don't have to look at that scene for so long here. And we got that double beat in. That's a little late still. Alright, so when it's a little late, I'm going to try to find the beat. Yeah, it's right there. So, okay, so this goes on and on, of course, and I really hammer out as many details as I can. Ended up going back to Cartoon Animator and creating some different clips that I hadn't even exported yet, and I played with this for probably another day of just fiddling around, coming back and trying different ideas and that, until I kind of had come up with what I thought I was happy with. And so I'll share it here with you. And just wanted to mention there's quite a few lessons. If you go back through the playlist, you'll see that we started with the beginning by creating John and adding his features, and later on we created his rain jacket. And, all of those how-tos are in the playlist, so you might want to go check that out. And thanks so much for liking, subscribing, and viewing my videos. Really appreciate it. And coming up here in just a moment, we'll show you what I came up with.